We are live. Hello, everybody.
Blurry.
How are you all doing this evening? Misty's blurry as normal.
Blurry.
That's
I'm
what
not
she's doing.
blurry.
She's blurry. Well, I hope that you all are having a wonderful Monday evening. Wait. Yes. Is it? I just know to show up. I just know that on this next day I should be here, and then I'm here, and then I forget what day it is.
It's been a long Monday, but it's a Monday.
It has been a long Monday.
Ain't that the truth? That is
a really
so
long
true.
Monday.
Yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much for showing up to another wonderful installment of Vintage Rescue Squad. Just some super quick special shout outs to Mick. Congratulations and thank you for being here for so long. You're our first commenter of the chat this evening, followed up by Karen. Thank you for being here. Hello, Linda. Good evening. I hope that you ladies are having a good evening so far. Of course, we want to welcome in Becca and Penny. How are you two doing? Miss Sarah Lee Coleman. Hello, lady. You had the other Sarah Coleman. She's like, I'm Sarah Ann. And we're like, we know you're separate people. We know you're not the same person.
Where's Nan? I see Nan. I see you.
Hello, Elaine. Oh, I love the name. Thrift or not. Order, folks. Judy, hello. Sona.
Is that possible?
What?
Being a thrift or not a hoarder?
I mean, I don't
Not
know.
here.
Ooh. No, that doesn't
Not
exist.
in my
Well, Pamela, you have a separate storage unit, like on the property, yeah, like a shed or whatnot.
I have a 20 by 30 storage building on my property that is busting at the seams.
Road trip to Pamela.
Busting at the seams. And I've told Kelly Michelle I lost the key to it.
Oh,
She wanted to go in there, because she's all about this organizing. So it's springtime, But right now, thank God that right now she's all into getting the garden ready. So
okay.
Kelly
She's
Michelle,
distracted.
yeah,
Kelly
but when
Michelle
she gets
can
that
come.
mess in the ground, it'll be on again. So
Kelly Michelle can come to my shop and organize it for me because it's desperately needed.
A heartbeat.
She
loves it.
You hear that, Kelly Michelle? You come on down to Indiana or up and over to Indiana.
She's gonna go all Quando style on you now. That Marie
fine.
Kondo, she'll fold it, roll it.
Oh,
put it
I
in a
don't
ball.
care. It needs done.
She would do it. She loves that.
Okay.
New event, picking up pans.
Hello, Donna and Tiger. Hello, Jean, Trent. Antique Agenda is excited to see Cyndi and Pam, as are we. Hello, everybody. I'm going to scroll quickly down to the bottom here. Hello to everybody that we are missing. Last comment I see is Fatbird Finds. Hello, ladies. How are you tonight? So, yes. You guys, we are welcoming back both Cyndi from Mimi's Treasure Cottage and Pamela, Miss Oak Grove Vintage or Mercantile here on YouTube. I do just want to, and we'll go around and introduce ourselves, of course, but I do want to let you guys know that down in the description of the video, you will find 2 links for everybody up here on this screen. You're going to find, of course, their YouTube link as well as their Instagram link. Again, just as a quick reminder, it's simple, it's free. There's no obligations. You don't have to enter any credit information unless you want to. But it's just a really easy, simple way of showing a little bit of support to some folks that are working really hard. So again, just throw a like, a comment, a subscribe, follow along with the adventures on Instagram. Like I said, there's no obligation, there's no money involved in it, and it's just a little bit of encouragement. Okay. So, ladies, do you want to introduce yourselves? Not that you need any introduction, of course, but you want to go, Pamela, Cyndi, Misty?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll go.
Go for it.
Hi, y'all. And I have a YouTube channel, Pamela Blanchard, and me and my daughter Kelly. We have live sales every Saturday night. and we just have fun and hang out. And I love vintage, and I love my youngin'. And I am going to be on Helen Booty's channel, the New England Thrifter, Wednesday, because we're doing a Easter craft off. And I found out, okay, y'all, everybody listen up.
Okay.
I found out last week that it's not only just a craft off. See, I thought I'd just be sitting here making something cute and showing y'all how to do it. Oh, no, no, no. There's going to be seven other crafters in there.
Ooh.
And the chat, the people in the audience in the chat are going to get to vote on a winner. Now, let's get this straight right here. I'm going to be the winner. Okay? Let there be no mistake about that. So you can either get on board, vote for my craft as the winner, or you cannot. You can go.
Or just don't even show up.
Or just don't even.
Either which one you want to do, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna win it. So all your votes will be appreciated.
Okay.
I love you.
Not competitive at all.
No.
She doesn't have a competitive bone in her body. That Pamela.
No. Everyone says, "Oh, we love Miss Pamela. She's so sweet." Until you got to give her a craft, and she's in a competition. Watch out, she don't come for you.
Yes, don't get in a competition with me because it's a whole different game then.
The gloves come off.
Yeah. Well, welcome back to Vintage Rescue Squad, Pamela.
Well, thank you, baby. And I love you, of course. You're not going to be on that show, are you?
What show?
The crafting show.
Thing.
I love you as long as you're not on the show.
No.
Of course, I love you.
Okay. Just stay the hell out of our way, and we're good.
It's too funny.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Cyndi, how are you doing today?
I don't know how I can follow that. So I'm from Mimi's Treasure Cottage, and my name is all, I have no idea what happened with my name or anything coming in here. It's such a long story, but I'm glad I'm here. Such it is. I may have to get up in a little bit and plug in my phone, but anyway. So on my channel, Mimi's Treasure Cottage, every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern, I have a live sale. So you guys are welcome to come and join, hang out in the chat. We have a really good time. It's a really nice community there. And I bring some good stuff, so you might even want to buy something. So that's kind of a fun time. That's really the only regular thing that I do, but I do post about 3 times a week. I have other content as well. So I do hauls, shop-alongs, all that sort of stuff. So lots of reasons to subscribe to the channel. And speaking of arts and crafts, I also have another channel. A secondary channel, because I'm an artist. I actually have an art studio, which is where I do my vintage stuff from. So my other channel is Cyndi Duncan Arts, and it's spelled Cyndi like my name there, and then Duncan is Duncan Arts. So if you guys would be interested in that, I'd love to have you over there as well.
Mm-hmm.
I always spell your name wrong, Cyndi. I'm so sorry. I always forget that it's spelled unique.
Yes, I'm unique. It's like Cyndi Lauper. She was big when I was in high school, so that's kind of where that came
there you go.
Girls just want to have fun.
That's right.
We do.
Oh, it's going to be one of those nights. I can tell already. Watch out, folks. Well, just really quickly, I just want to welcome Robert Redmond in. This is one of his first vintage. This is his first Vintage Rescue Squad thingy. We appreciate it. Though he has been attending live sales for a few weeks now. He's gotten to know several people. So, Robert, thank you so much for showing up. Hopefully, you have a good time tonight. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Joni said she just subscribed to all of us. Well,
thank you. That's very kind. See how easy it is when you just follow those links, guys? That's all it takes.
Well, one of the things that I wanted to talk about tonight, and it's something that we tried for the first time. I know that Pamela, I don't know if you and Cyndi are doing this or not on your channels, but we had talked about, well, we tried it Sunday night on Michael's channel, that when you're having a live sale, that you have to be subscribed in order to be in the live chat. So that's something that we've tried because, you know, we get the bots when we go live, we get the hot webcam girl flash mob, you know, coming.
And boys.
And boys, yes, hot girls and boys. Can't leave them out.
No, we can't.
So and I don't know if she's here tonight, but Bree Gia, she's the one that said, you know, she's like, it might be a good idea for you to try. And I at first was a little worried about it because I thought, well, is it going to like
diminish?
Is it going to like, well, I mean, is it going to prevent a new customer from, you know, from coming in and buying? So I had to think about it and I had to talk to Michael about it a little bit, but I think it's actually a really good thing. And it seemed to go pretty seamlessly. And I think that maybe some people don't understand, because I get people tell me all the time, oh, I love your channel. I watch your channel all the time. I'm not subscribed. And I'm like, well, why aren't you not subscribed? You know, but I don't know if it's just like, sometimes people think, well, if I'm subscribed, then like people can track me, or like my son won't subscribe to my channel because then he doesn't want to get like thrifting videos in his suggested, you know, thing. So I don't know. I mean, I think that it was a good thing. And I think it worked pretty well last night.
I mean, I didn't notice anything. I think, you know, having the comment pinned to the top. Well, Carrie, I hope that you're okay.
Right.
Well, obviously you're here in the YouTube chat, so
we're
glad you're safe. We're glad you were safe. Hopefully everyone else made it out okay. Yeah, I don't know. And you know, Pamela and Cyndi, I would love to get your feedback on what you thought or what you think of that idea or that concept. But what it does now is for YouTube content creators is that when you are going live, now I didn't do it tonight, but once you go, or pardon me, not necessarily when you go live, but right before you go live, or if you are putting a StreamYard link up and it's active and you haven't gone live, you can go in and edit it. And it allows you then to choose who can and can't comment in the comments during a live video in the chat. And you can select subscribers only. So if somebody is not subscribed to your channel, they then cannot engage in the chat. They can still watch the video. They can still leave comments in any of your scheduled published videos, but it's just during the live chats. And again, as Misty said, it does help because with like the bots, they're not subscribing to our channels. So then they're not going to, they might be commenting, but we don't see it. The audience, you know, doesn't see it.
It's filtered out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've seen that option before, like in the portion, like when you're getting the video ready to go up, like
Yes.
putting all your information, the description and everything. I've seen that option before, but I never knew what it was for.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying it again. So for our sale tomorrow, Michael and I are having a sale tomorrow. It'll be activated then. So you can only comment.
I'll watch and see how it goes there.
And there is one thing though, too, that there is a little thing. And Michael, I don't know if you clicked it last night or yesterday when you were setting yours, but if you scroll down a little bit further, it has a thing where the live feed will show up afterwards. So if you don't click that box, then it doesn't show like the live feed afterwards. So it's just one more thing you have to do. I don't know if it can be automatically. I don't think it can be automatically
like for
everything. Like,
but I think you have to do it per the way that because Misty was telling me about it, but I was at work, so I was like, what? And I was like, surely there's a YouTube video, and of course there was. So I tried it. I mean, it was really simple to do. It's not like it. You know, I don't know. I think it's a good safeguard, but I think it's a good safeguard also. And I had made mention of it last night during the sale, but I think it's a good safeguard for us as resellers. And the added benefit is that it adds just a little tiny bit of additional bit of a safeguard for our buyers. So that way, hopefully it helps to reduce, I can't say eliminate, but reduces maybe somebody coming in that isn't subscribed to the channel that has now found their way into your live for whatever reason, and kind of is just up to maybe some shenanigans so far as bidding things up and bidding things up just because they think it's funny with no intention of paying. And then maybe they're driving prices up on other items for very legitimate buyers. So not to say that it's going to eliminate it, but hopefully it can serve as a little bit of a preventative measure.
Yeah.
Hey, have you guys seen, sorry to get it, it's slightly off topic, but it's one of the new things that I've been seeing pop up. Where if you go to comment on someone's video, there's like this thing that comes up with these rules. It lists the rules for commenting on that channel, and you're supposed to click OK. I'm all right with that. I understand. And then you can comment.
No, I've not seen that.
What?
Yeah, it's happened to me twice because I'm always commenting. A couple of videos that I've commented on. So I don't know if they've rolled it out to everybody yet or not. And I'm betting that you only have to do it one time.
Is that on live video, Cyndi, or was it on a recording?
No, that's on just a regular published video that they've done. Yeah,
maybe they're playing with their safeguards a little bit more, because maybe they're sick of getting all these reports from all these bots that that are infiltrating the live chats and stuff. And like Tina says, it will make less work for your moderators too. It does help when you have moderators. And I've always kind of said that it's really important to have a core group of moderators that you communicate with, that kind of know what your rules, I guess, are for blocking people or timing people out, or, you just can't have anybody willy-nilly timing people out. I think that is one thing that, when you're live, that's something that should not be up to just anybody, because what could be offensive to me may not be offensive to Michael, or, you know what I mean? So I think that it's important to have like your core moderators that you can communicate with, and then they don't have to worry about timing out all these bots and trolls.
Yeah. Well, you know what? And this is the interesting thing, because you know what, Carrie, this is actually another feature that is kind of in the settings of this. So Carrie is asking, can't people unsubscribe after the sale? And do you think that's enough to affect non-serious buyers? Here's the thing. I'm going to, and I would love honest feedback, both from Pamela and Cyndi and Misty, and both pros and cons, and from you guys in the chat especially. One of the features is it asks you, how long do they have to have been subscribed to enable them to engage in the chat? It can be as little as, I think, Misty, you said
1 minute.
1 minute. The automatic default is set for 5 minutes. But I think it can go up to a week or a month or two. I didn't scroll down, to be honest with you. And honestly, my first inclination was to say a week. And the reason I wanted it to, because hear me out. And this is sincerely, truthfully, and I'm going to be fully honest with you guys, because we're on Vintage Rescue Squad. The reason is because we have found of late, within, I would say, the last 2 months, there seems to be an increase of people that are, one, either not sending in their contact information, or two, sending in their contact information and then not paying. I don't, so my head was, well, if you're going to be somebody that's coming here with no intention of sending me your contact, I'm going to make you at least have to work a little bit more for it. So, if you're coming in this week, well, no, you're going to have to at least wait till next week to try to pull these kind of a shenanigan-y kind of thing. So it could be speculative. I could be paranoid. I don't know. Could be. But I thought, well, I'm at least going to make you work a little bit more for it. And I would like to know, it's one of those things, because I don't want it to seem like I don't want new people at the sale. We do, but it is an issue. And how do you deal with that as a small business on social media when it very much is kind of like Wild West, because like eBay, Etsy, that's something we talked about a little bit ago. You know, there is no third party. There's no wall. There's no business or organization that is holding both seller and buyer to certain expectations and standards. It's up to us individually, you know?
That's a really good question, Michael. Actually, I was just thinking about that because the idea of, hey, welcome to the channel, but then you wouldn't know that they were new. So if they came in one week,
Yeah,
like let's say at my sale Wednesday, somebody came in new that week and we wanted to invite them to come back and you know, maybe purchase or participate in the sale the following week, I wouldn't know if they were new to invite them back to say, hey, you got, you know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's a really good question. It's an interesting feature. I kind of like it, but I'm not sure about a week. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the right time would be, though.
I feel good. I feel good for 1 minute. I do, because
No.
because you might have someone that is they're new to your channel. Maybe it showed up as their recommendation, or somebody, you know, recommended them to come over and watch the sale. And, you know, they subscribe to your channel and they have to wait 1 minute. I think if they wait 5 minutes and say you're showing something that they would really like to maybe place a bid on, that could be a turn off to them. And maybe they'll like, well, I'm not waiting 5 minutes. And then they, you know, they go away.
Good
So
point.
I'm okay with the 1 minute. I think that's a good enough safeguard to make them not just want to come and cause some shenanigans. Not to say that they can't still.
right.
I kind of like the idea. Oh, is that me echoing? I kind of like the idea of them having to subscribe because that kind of shows that they're serious.
Right.
You know, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's my, okay. You know, I just learned about 6 months ago about the, what do you call, the analytics?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I've never paid any attention to that. I was watching, I think it was one of Danny's videos where she was talking about it. And she said, well, I went in to look at the analytics and stuff. Well, my people that watch my videos, I think the range was 45 to 80. You know what I'm saying? That the age bracket of, like, I would say, not senior citizens, but, you know, older people. I'm not drawing in a 20 and 30 something crowd.
Right.
Yeah.
89% of my viewers are above the age of 45.
Same.
Okay.
Same. Yes.
So I'm thinking about all these people that come to my sale. I guess what I'm saying is I just don't want anybody to feel excluded or left out. I don't want some sweet lady that's sitting there and she's scared to go anywhere because of COVID, or she kind of likes this thing and she's seen a few sales and now she's ready. She's been lurking in the background and now she's ready and she feels comfortable enough, because, you know, some people are like that. They're thinking this is just a scam, or are they going to get my PayPal information? And then what can they do with my PayPal information?
100%.
Are they going to be able to charge a card to my account? That's a real concern for people because they've voiced it to me before. But I don't want them to feel like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, really. I don't know how to put it into words. I just don't want them to feel.
You don't want people to feel excluded. Yeah.
Right. I don't want them to feel excluded, or like it's some kind of like club, even though I know better. I know it's not a club type thing or a, you know, a clicky thing or something, even though I know that. We all know that. I'm just worried about, and people may not even think that. It's just something that enters my mind.
Well, and I think, you know what, but though, Pamela, I think I think you bring up an interesting point, though, to it, though, is that, you know, the woman whom, or the individual, let's say the individual who has been maybe watching your sales and has been coming to your sales is unsure as to what's really going on. It doesn't prevent somebody from coming to a sale and watching the sale. It doesn't prevent somebody from coming to a sale and watching the chat. The only thing that it prevents is their ability to comment and specifically to bid. And I believe there was renovation to verify and clarify. No, you can't. You wouldn't be able to bid. If you're not subscribed, you would not be able to bid on an item, depending on how long the content creator has set the setting to.
Well, I wonder, like, have y'all, like, did y'all go in the sale, like when the sale started, and then maybe in the middle of the sale, did y'all go in there and explain this? Like, we
Yes.
put okay, and everybody seemed to be. I guess I would feel better if I watched that and saw how y'all explained it and everything, and then was able to kind of mimic that, because I like that idea, because I think it was, I'm sure the people that are in the chat that come to my sales will remember, and I think it was 4 sales ago, maybe a month ago, I had this bot come in, and we could not attack it quick enough.
Yeah.
It had the little emoji thing, or the avatar that had the Nazi symbol.
Oh,
and
cute.
They were slinging out the N-word and saying what they would do to somebody, like explicit sexual things. And I mean, before you could even jump on it, and I would have given anything, because I was horrified. I mean, horrified over it, because I don't know the ethnicity of half the people in my chat, more than half the people in my chat. I don't know the sexual preference of half my people in the chat.
Right.
And they were blasting everything.
Oh.
And I mean, it just tore me apart. I cried after that sale. Even though it wasn't me,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? That was in that chat.
Yeah.
And even though we did finally get rid of them, and thank God they have not been back, that would have prevented that.
It would. And
well,
I mean,
I think, go ahead.
well, I was just going to say that the only thing only thing that we're asking is that that you hit the subscribe button. That's it. That's all it boils down to, is that you are subscribed, because we're bringing this stuff to you. We've curated all of these things for this sale. It's almost like the least you can do is subscribe to my channel and protect. And in that instance too, you're also protecting the other people that are at the sale.
Right.
You're preventing those bots. So you're respecting your moderators, so they're not, having to work at overtime to, handle all that. And then just like even people coming in and saying those horrible things at your sale. Nobody wants to see that.
Well, here's an interesting thing, though. I always like to.
I knew it, Nan. There it is.
Shenanigans. I love it. Nan, I haven't opened your box yet. I'm saving it for Thursday or for Wednesday.
It's not I'm not exactly playing devil's advocate, but I will say this, that I
Please
have
do.
been in chats where they've had that enabled, where you had to be a subscriber in order to comment, and the trolls get in. So it'll keep the bots out, but the trolls will get in. So I think what Pam was experiencing was more of a troll than a bot. It was actually probably somebody not nice.
Well, it was
definitely
a troll. It was not one of those things that would go away, because even after I had blocked him, or I had blocked the person, and when I finally got my wits about me, because it just shocked me so, and they would still pop in there. How it was happening that fast, and still coming in when I hit the block thing. And I mean, I had four moderators in there, and we were just going at it. But I would be I'm game for anything to keep them hellions out of my chat.
Right.
Well, I wonder though, that goes back to the comment Misty was saying, like for the whole purpose of what we're doing with the sales, the 1 minute is a great idea, because then it doesn't deter anybody or whatever. But then when you think about something like the troll action that Pam had, maybe a longer period of time is better, because it's going to deter those people that don't, would come to cause mischief and just, are going to be like, well, I can wait a minute.
Yeah.
Sure, I can wait a minute. I don't know. I'll be watching you guys. That's for sure.
Well, after that, I put a call into YouTube. Well, it took 3 days for someone to call me, but they did call me, and I don't know what they have put on my channel, but they have put something on my channel that I don't even understand it. I talked to 2 different people, a young lady and then a very nice gentleman. And I don't know how but I have not had the first one since I talked to them. And that's been 3 weeks ago, because they called me the week following that is when I got the call back. But it was like 3 days after I placed the call, but it did fall within the same 7 days of that actually happening.
Yeah.
And he said, we will take care of it. So even I reported them that person, and then I got a call back from someone in the customer service, and then she in turn got this other man to call me back. And after that, I have not had the first one, I don't believe, unless I've missed somebody. Carrie or Katie would know, but unless I've missed somebody, I don't think I've had any.
Well,
but I'll be willing to do that now, because that really upset me.
Oh yeah. Well, and I mean, you don't know what these people coming in. It could trigger some sort of bad memory or bad time in someone's life, and you don't want them to come in your. You want people to come in your sales and have a good time, and you don't want them to, hear something and it trigger them into a bad place. So those ugly trolls coming in and
right.
I'm going to come at this from a different perspective, because I highlighted what Nicole just said, and she said, when money is involved, I don't think that people should feel offended. And I'm going through the comments, and actually Nicole said something else, I think, that kind of buttress what she said. And I don't know whom she's specifically agreeing with, but she says, I hate to say this, but this is a technology-based business for us. So it's going to take some very basic, and I do agree, it is a very basic step to protect ourselves in a small way. And for me, when I greatly appreciate and respect, and quite frankly, what Pamela, what Misty and what Cyndi are saying is that they've got such good hearts that they don't want anybody to feel excluded.
Right.
For me, in my mind, I'm very much thinking from a much more analytical, a much more business kind of a viewpoint. And it really is about being able to protect your business and all of the things and the layers in which protecting that business involves. 1, it involves me as a seller. 2, the added benefits are then it protects the people that are actively engaged in that chat, because they have subscribed, they are invested in the channel in some form or fashion. Right. And however that looks for the individual. Is it done to exclude anybody? Of course not. Are there individuals out there who, even if I explain it every single time, are going to say, I feel excluded, you're excluding me? Yes, there are. But I would think that maybe, I would hope, maybe people that are a little bit more hesitant to engage would realize that this is a business and we take it very seriously, and there are some things that we have to do to ensure that we are protecting ourselves and our communities as a whole. Mindy doesn't like it at all. I mean, Mindy, I would love to hear specifically why you don't like that idea at all. Because to me, I don't, I don't want to say I don't get anything out of somebody. Okay, so let's talk about analytics, because I think we've talked about this before. Your subscriber count is all well and good, and I think people say, oh, well, you've got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. It doesn't matter if nobody's watching your videos.
Right. Your subscriber count is minimal to what?
It doesn't matter. You can have 50 million subscribers, and if you've got 1,000 views per video, somebody could have 1,000 subscribers, and they're getting 4,000 views. If you want to talk about the money, the person that has fewer subscribers but more views is making more money from their video content. So, it's not like it's a ploy. And even if somebody subscribes, and if you do look at your analytics, you very rarely capture 100% views on your subscriber count. So it's not like it's an obligation or a
Sheila.
commitment to have to watch the content. But again, I don't know. For me, I get that. I understand people might not like it, or they feel like it's like a trap. But to me, if I want the business to be protected and I want the ability to grow it, as it grows, we're going to begin to attract more and more and more and more people. And that comes good, bad, and indifferent. And we do have to try to stay ahead. And maybe I don't think it's harming anybody at the end of the day.
Yeah, and let's see. Where did I see this? I saw something good.
I saw something good.
I saw something good.
Misty looking for that.
I love Sheila. Sheila says, I have no problem with it as long as my comments show up.
Yes, they do. They will.
They do. You're subscribed, girl.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah. 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 So right now it's not set. So if somebody is not subscribed to the Cult.Of.Vintage, the channel, they're able to engage in the chat. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because at this point, it's not transactional. This is not a business part. This is a social kind of thing. This is an ability for us as resellers and for folks as buyers to kind of come together and talk about and discuss things in a social setting. So to me, it doesn't make sense to say you have to subscribe to be able to join the conversation. That is where I think that you get into those, it's exclusatory or it is clicky. This is a social setting and I welcome anybody in here. But when it comes to business, this is a business. And I need people here that are going to take this as seriously as I do as a seller. I need that in return, because it is a relationship. Even though it's a transaction, it's still a relationship that we are developing. And I need to do what I have to do to make sure that I am successful so that we can continue to do this and to grow and to have. That's the thing.
That's a good one. Michael, will you please highlight the Snowberry Vintage comment? It's like the fourth or fifth one up.
Oh, you got it, Misty.
There are some very dark corners of the internet, and when you boil it all down to this one layer, that actually is protecting your customers from the dark stuff that's out there.
See, I had not even thought of it that way. Now that makes it a whole lot different. See, and that's why y'all's input is so important to us, because I was sitting here worried about not wanting to offend anybody by making them feel excluded and me making that a part of my channel now. But I also have to worry about the people that are already subscribed to me and are coming to the chat just for fun, because I have just as many people that come to my chat just for fun and to hang out with friends as I do people that come to actively buy from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so and they have been doing it. We have been hanging out together on Saturday nights for almost 2 years now. They are like my family. And I certainly want them to be protected.
Yeah.
So that's something I didn't.
I think that the more it's talked about, and I think that, it's something that we'll definitely talk about before the sale tomorrow. We wanted to talk about it tonight. And it just adds that layer of protection for everybody that's coming to the sale, for us to control the chat a little bit more. We don't have to, see all that nonsense coming up in the chat, for our moderators and for the buyers, because it's preventing some people from bidding up things that are just ghosting. You know what I mean? So it could protect everybody, honestly.
Because, well, you know what? That's the interesting thing, the idea of the ghosting. And Susan, I see your comment, and I will. What is it? I told George to make this live channel. Yeah.
George has been doing it for a while. He has been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh, because we were saying, well, we'll write up backups. But how do I write a backup on somebody that got bid up on somebody who's now not paying. Like, does that see, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
and these are the things that, we are thinking about because we do legitimately want to be fair. But then how do I charge somebody, oh, well, your last bid was $2 less than this person who just ghosted me? Is that right? Do I feel good about that? I mean, it is what it is, I guess, but no, I don't want to do that. Like,
And I had seen someone saying about that a channel will have people pre-register, and we tried that, and we always do. We always ask if you will send in your information. I don't make them do that right away, because there, there's so many people, you can't stop every single time you put something else up and say, did you send me your information? So we just ask as a courtesy, but I'm not gonna, I just can't run my sale to where I'm gonna have to look at a list to see if that person can bid.
That's a lot of work. Yeah, I've thought about that too. And every once in a while, because I don't have quite the number of people that you and Misty do in your sales. So there are times when I get new people and they're bidding on things, and I will wait. I will look for the information. And if it's taking too long because we don't want to hold people up, I'll write a backup. But you're right, those backups can be tricky.
The best thing that you can do is you're live, you're having your sale right now, and then you have your email opened up in that next file over. And you can say, I'm going to use George, I didn't recognize you. I think you're a new buyer. Welcome to my cell. I'm so happy that I have you here. If you would just take a few minutes and just send me your information, I can go ahead and check it. And then while Michael's selling, that's why I love having a sale with somebody. While Michael's doing his sale, I can check the email, and I've seen that I gotten their information. So it's just a way that you can, if you've got that little email tab open, you can just go over there and check that.
And sometimes it's not because people are trying to be sketchy or trying to duck out. Sometimes email is weird. Email is not as dependable as we would like to think that it is.
Check your spam, y'all. Check.
Yeah. So to be able to do that live while in a sale is really wonderful, because there have been a few times when people have sent information, they've spelled the email address wrong. There was a typo. And so by me checking over and over again, then I finally get that information before this brand new person that I don't know leaves, and I don't have an opportunity to, be able to get that information from them. So yeah, it's important. And it's not always because people are trying to pull one over on you. It's because the email is weird.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing. Okay, so Susan, listen to this. Susan says, how many new non-paying people have you had in the past month? Specifically, people that have sent information and have not paid, 3. Okay. How many people have not sent information just at all? Probably about 5. And I know people are going to be like, yeah. And I know some people may think, well, that's only 8 people out of a month. And I will tell you this, it is only 8 people if we look at it numerically. If I were to look at it percentage-wise, it's about 5%.
That could be $400, though.
It very well could, and then I'm backtracking. Look, look, right there, sitting one right there, as a matter of fact. Do you? And I'm not going to shade anybody. I'm not going to call. I'm not going to do that one to myself. Do you know what I mean? I have a little bit more dignity than to call and drag somebody else out. And so, like, it is what it is. But there's one sitting right there, that giant pixie head, and it is what it is. That's the name of the game. But again, I have to try to run it like a business, and sometimes I don't want to have to hit a check mark to make people. I don't want to live in that world. But as much as I might not want to live in that world, I have to be in reality. I have to function and operate within the reality, and handle that accordingly to the best of my abilities. I'm a human being, and it's not going to be perfect, of course. But you got to try. You got to try.
We do. And we've learned too, if it's a name that we don't, that doesn't, like, after the sale is over, and if it's a name that I didn't send me their information, I will not package up that item. It'll sit. And let me tell you that it makes me crazy. Like, I will come in and I'll see that item still sitting on that table. I'm like, they still haven't emailed me their information yet. It drives me crazy. I don't want anything on that table. It's supposed to be clean with nothing on it. And it happens.
Deb is, I missed you. We'll just touch on it real quick and then we'll move on. Deb is asking a tax question. At the end of the day, no, you do not have to keep an itemized cost analysis, because the IRS looks at total sales and your deductions are going to be the total. Yep. You get those totals by the individuals, but utilizing PayPal, PayPal does it for you. Your deductions, cost of goods, obviously you're going to have to handle it yourself. So no, you don't have to go. You don't have to line item.
Nope.
Yeah.
Hey, before we move on to whatever the next topic is, I did want to go back because I saw in the chat somebody kept asking on a few different occasions about when we were talking about having to subscribe to participate in the live chat. Mm-hmm. They kept asking, were you talking about regular subscribers or paid subscribers memberships? And I know we're all talking about the regular, you just have to subscribe to the channel, but I just wanted to make sure that that person knew that we're not talking that you can't participate unless you join and pay a monthly fee.
No.
It's literally just the subscribe button. No payment.
Yeah. Doesn't cost a dime to subscribe to our channel. So go do it now if you haven't done it already.
That's right. Yeah.
I had something else.
I don't know. I think that was a really,
I saw something.
And guys, just remember, if you do have specific questions, if you can put them in capitals, because it does make it easier. They stand out so that, because I'm trying to glaze through and I know maybe you're asking, and the question marks are, thank you, Kitschy Corner. Thank you, Cyndi, for bringing that up. I'm seeing it. Same comment now again.
I see Mindy's comment that she says she doesn't like the long wait before you can comment. Well, it's just a minute.
1 minute.
1 minute.
I actually set it. I set it to 5 minutes. I did set it to 5 minutes. My idea and my concept behind that is, for me personally, I understand the concept of, but I just saw that item and I want that item. And might that person, I'm going to use Misty's example from earlier, that person says, well, if I can't, I don't get that item, I'm out, peace out, and I'm never coming back here again. I'm going to be honest with you. That sounds like a bigger problem waiting to happen. So I would rather that be the issue on the get and they can keep it moving and I can keep it moving than it be a problem. Look, y'all have to understand, I am a retail manager and I've been a retail manager for a number of years. Prior to that, I was the director of volunteer recruitment, booking, and communication. And I dealt with hundreds of people every week who were much older than I was. So I am used to dealing with customer complaints. I am used to not internalizing somebody else's issue and making it my issue. Do you know what I mean? So I do bring that into this, that I don't take somebody else's perception of me as my reality. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't be I try again to do the best that I can, acknowledging that I am not perfect, but knowing that I'm doing the best for as many as I possibly can.
Yeah.
That is where I'm coming at it from. So to me, I get that it sounds maybe severe, that I would say, no, I think maybe it might be a week, because it is self-protection, but it does protect my buyers. Because again, it puts you in a weird situation where I'm writing down a backup, but I'm holding this person up that's legitimate and has continued to support my channel, whether it's through being subscribed or whether it's buying other stuff. And now I'm going to have them pay up because somebody else bid it up who just totally didn't have an intention of paying.
Yeah.
And if I make it a week, then I'm just making, bottom line, I'm making it more difficult for that individual. Might I frustrate somebody in the meantime that's a legitimate buyer? Yes, I may. Yes, I may. And I do acknowledge that. But again, it's about doing the best for the most. And I can't focus necessarily on that individual who's going to be frustrated by not getting that item in the right here and now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I saw, where'd it go? Where'd it go? I saw a comment. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where did you go? Oh, here's one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Shoot. Do you have that? We highlighted, you highlighted something and then I highlighted.
We can do this one and I can highlight mine.
Oh, okay. Alicia's asking, what about a Google form link to register that puts all answers in a spreadsheet and can be sorted and filtered easily? There's some weirdness about that. I'm uncomfortable retaining or controlling that many people's personal information in a third-party system like a Google spreadsheet. We use them at work. I use it at work, so I am familiar with them. I am uncomfortable with that. That can be a big security issue for the buyers. And again, just like there might be hesitancy, is this a scam? Is this legit? Telling folks that I'm going to put your information in a Google spreadsheet would scare a lot of people and could be detrimental to you as buyers and me as a seller.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. And honestly, once you send your information one time, that's all you have to send it, unless your information changes. So you only have to send it one time. And then all I do, I go back in my email and I look for you. I type in your name and there's your information. And then I transpose that onto my PayPal or to my pirate ship. And that's all it takes. So yeah, I don't like that. I had tried it and it was too much, and I just didn't like it. I didn't feel comfortable with it either. I don't know why, because I have the information. I just don't want it on a spreadsheet somewhere.
I don't want it out there. Yeah.
Well, I think, and just really quickly too, I think Zeno is replying to Fatbird. Zeno's saying, I get being unwilling to create an account. And I think maybe Fatbird says maybe that's why maybe people don't have a YouTube account, because they don't have a Gmail, right? Mm-hmm. And I think Zeno brings up a really good point, is that if you're so hesitant to sign up for a Google account, then you're not participating in the sale anyhow. Do you know what I mean? Like, because you can't interact in a chat because you have to have a YouTube account to be able to interact.
Yeah.
So, you know, that is a very moot kind of point. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
Misty, I'm sorry. Is that okay?
Yeah. How far in advance do you feel you should advertise your sale?
Ooh.
You want me to tell you what I do?
Get it.
I no more than a day before. If it's a sale that it's scheduled, and it's scheduled every week, it's Wednesday, it's Tuesday, every single week, I will, like tonight for tomorrow's sale, I did all of that this evening. And I did my preview and I did my reel and I did all those kinds of things. Because I think that if you do it too much, it becomes lost.
Yeah.
So at the day before, when you're excited about it and you're showing the stuff and you're looking forward to it and your wheels are turning and you just do a blast of it. Some in the morning, some in the afternoon, some in the evening, and some the following morning, just showing a few more little pictures of things.
Right.
I think that's what I have always done. And I've had success with that. I sometimes see people posting, like, we're having a sale and it's on, May 25th. And I'm like, May 25th? That's 2 months away. And I know that when it gets closer to May 25th, people will advertise a little bit more, but I just find the need just to do it the day before.
Right.
Yeah.
But it is important to take some pictures. You don't have to show everything that you're going to be selling, but it is important to share some pictures, take a reel, share those things that people are going to be like, ooh, I want to come to that sale.
But
Just
as the saying goes, you don't buy the cow if you're giving the milk away for free. So don't be putting it all up. Don't be showing it all off, folks.
don't show it all. Just
Don't
a
show
little
it.
bit.
You got to tease.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they gotta, if they don't know your channel, it gives them an opportunity to see if the things that you, I mean, overall have are kind of things that they are interested in, you know. For instance, I know everything that Misty has is always something that I like.
Yes.
But occasionally there are other people that have a few things and I'm like, oh, well, that looks interesting. I haven't been to their sale before. I'm gonna go see what else they have, because they had something shown that I thought was kind of interesting. So yeah, it is important to share that stuff.
I have a specific formula that I use. I don't always do it because it just sometimes time gets away from me. But number one, I think that you really do. If you don't have an Instagram account and you are conducting business, you're missing out on a huge free advertising opportunity, because there are various tools. And it is very much a tool if you choose to use Instagram that way, for your business. Specifically, there's three major ways in which to advertise on Instagram, and that is through your stories, through a regular old picture post, and also by creating a reel. What I would suggest to you is that if you are going to use Instagram, keep in mind the reach for each of those things is different. That said, I will post a reel. I try to post the reel anywhere from 28 to about 48 hours before the sale, because the reels take longer to reach the maximum amount of people. A post is the next thing that you will do because they reach more people faster. And the last thing that you should do is your Instagram story, because only those people who are following you on Instagram will see your story. So that has the least amount of reach. But in doing those three things on 3 separate days, it leaves and it drills in, oh, it's Sunday. Oh, it's Tuesday. Oh, but we always have them on those days so that you know that, but you follow a pattern. And again, utilize those things as tools because they're free, and it's only going to help drive people maybe that aren't on YouTube onto YouTube, or aren't aware of who you are on YouTube, but saw an Instagram post and now they're curious and now they're at your sale, you know?
Yeah. And there's more to it than just posting a video on YouTube. You need to have your titles, your tag, and your thumbnails. Your thumbnail, your titles, and your tags.
What an interesting segue, Misty, because I was just thinking we should talk about titles and thumbnails. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm horrible at them. That's like the worst part for putting out a video for me, is trying to think of a title that's like, I feel like my titles are all like the same. I feel like I just revolve them around in a couple different ways, like great score for vintage treasures or antique flea market. Fine. I mean, it's just like, I'm not good at the titles, and I always forget to take a picture for a thumbnail. So then I'm going back through my footage and
screen capping. That's what I do.
It drives me nuts.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
No, what I was going to say was I've been thinking about teaching a class locally through our library. So I've been kind of giving that more thought, because I'm awful at it too, but I'm working very hard to try to improve that. I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube from, the different, there's so many of them that teach YouTube content creators how to do stuff. And I guess the one thing that I've been trying to do, and I don't know, people can tell me if they think it's working or not, is I will film the video and then I try to think, what was the feeling of the video? Was I happy, sad, mad, frustrated? What was the feeling? So that's the first thing. Then the second thing that I try to pull out, and I don't always get it, because I don't like drama. I'm not a drama driven person. I don't like that kind of thing. So that's not the first thing that pops into my mind. But but to try to pull out the thing that happened, was did something happen while I was out? What was the one thing that was different about that video than about any other video that I have? Well, case in point, I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but I put up a video. My very last video was about this honey hole that I love to go to. And the first thumbnail said, back to the honey hole. Dismal click through. I mean, people were not clicking on this whatsoever. And I'm like, what the? So I sat down and I thought about it. And I don't know that it's improved, because if you don't catch it right at the right time in that algorithm, you may not ever catch up to that algorithm. So I don't know if it's going to work. But so then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, oh, she was not going to sell me some stuff. Like the stuff that I fell in love with that I wanted to buy, she didn't want to sell me. There was a reason for that. I mean, it wasn't dramatic or anything, but there was a reason for that. And I'm like, oh, I should have put that in there. So I changed the thumbnail and I changed the title. Again, I don't know if it'll ever catch up to the algorithm, but those are the kind of things that I've been learning. And it's an ongoing process to try to grab out of each video what's the one thing that was unusual about, because we go thrifting all the time.
That's a good idea.
I mean, we go thrifting all the time. I mean, like you said,
my video tonight, I found a magic kit from my childhood, and I got to play with this magic kit. But then my title was like, it was a magical place. But I probably could have made it a little bit better.
It's so hard.
I'm horrible at it. I am so bad at titles. And
yeah, but you know what? And this is the truth of it, like it or not. It depends on how big your following is.
Security dragged me out of the thrift store.
Yeah, I mean, instant hit. Here's the thing. When did I do that? I don't know. I think it was like last week. And my thumbnail and my title it was totally like tongue-in-cheek humor. And somebody was in the comment, and they were not, and I do mean it, not feeling it. And I was like, oh my God, calm down, it's a joke. Like, see, that's the thing. Like, you are obviously have not been engaged in this channel or my sense of humor long enough to understand what's going on here. But that video did well, because it was very it burned down when I walked in. Well, of course it didn't burn down. Come on now, like, really.
Everybody wanted to find out what happened. See, people are drawn to that kind of stuff. I tell my husband that all the time. He knows that I get very frustrated with the whole thumbnail and title thing. And again, because I don't think that way. There's a channel that I watch occasionally here on YouTube, and I'm always drawn to it because the thumbnail is, they called the police.
Oh, yeah.
And they show the cop car, and I clicked on it until now I know there's a neighbor down the street that doesn't like them. And every time they do a sale, the neighbor calls the police. But see, they know what draws people in. And so since it's true, they did get the police called on them. It's totally true. They use that, and they reap the rewards of that, because people come to see, what, are you kidding me? You had a yard sale and the police were called? What happened? Yeah. So it's one of those things where I don't know, there's like a balancing act with it.
I know who you're talking about. I think I saw that video.
There's a lot of them.
Who caught the place on fire?
I did. I just walked in and it burst into flames. But like I said, I very clearly said in the video, it obviously didn't burn down, but I personally felt like I might catch on fire being in there, but I made it out alive.
Now,
like fire.
Laura and Mary Beth say, Fatbird Fine says, have you guys noticed that Thrifting Vegas uses basically the same thumbnail layout on every one of the videos, and those videos get so many views?
Yes.
Now, do y'all think that is because she just has a fantastic following and
goodwill?
The goodwill's in the title.
Tiffany has a very
good channel, but she's very she's got a very calming
Yes.
presence to her, and she's very
Yes.
easy to watch.
Yes.
And she's like when she's shopping,
do.
she moves so slowly and she's calm, and she's probably not like us, Miss Pamela. When we go to the thrift store, we're like, where are we going first? You know,
But that's the thing, though.
calm.
Tiffany really, she found her niche. She found
Mhm.
what worked for her. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Fix it. Right.
But Tiffany has a really good persona. She's got a great
does.
personality.
She's
She's
so
informative without being overbearing. And you never feel like you're kind of being talked down to.
No.
So that resonates with people and that brings people back. And the more her actual subscribers watch the video, it pushes it out into the YouTube algorithm, and that accrues new viewers into it. So and she's got they're very eye-catching kind of thumbnails. They're
Yes.
very, that's a Thrifting Vegas video. That's a thrifting, like, you know them when you see them.
I'm still blurry, Michael.
I'm so used to it. Pamela's down there dying. I'm just carrying on as normal because this is normal for me.
Poor
This is
Mary.
normal.
I'm
There
not
you are.
blurry. Whenever I move really fast, it goes blurry. My camera can't even keep up with me.
Karen is asking a good question. Do you know from your analytics what percent of your viewers are subscribed versus found you through searching? Yes, we do, Karen. We know what Cyndi said, her watch through. It does show us how many, like, I have 13, I don't know, I have 14,000 subscribers and X amount of people watched it. And then the analytic breaks it down into returning. They call them returning
Right.
or subscribed and new viewers. There's chart graphs. It tells us how long people are watching, when people are clicking off. So yeah.
And the thing that I don't like to see is the analytic part that tells you how many people watch your videos that are not subscribers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is usually more.
It is. They can't buy anything now. They're not-
There was a possum running through Goodwill. That would make an excellent video.
Yeah. Absolutely.
you
Especially if you
imagine-
could get a picture of the possum and stick it in the thumbnail.
Diana, what happens when you like to be naughty? I'm just saying.
Oh, sorry.
Have you guys ever seen, speaking of thumbnails with the possums, right? Have you guys ever seen the one where they've got the raccoon holding the baby or holding the cat? Have you ever seen that?
No.
Oh,
It's not real. They photoshopped it, but it's like major clickbait because you want to see the raccoon holding the cat. How good is this?
No,
raccoon
I'm
holding
telling
the
you.
cat?
Cyndi, you're obviously not watching or liking the right things on Instagram, because now all of a sudden, I'm telling you, my Instagram is coming up, and I just saw it last night. There was an Instagram reel, and it was a raccoon cuddling with a cat. Swear to you right now.
Well, it's YouTube versus Instagram. This was on YouTube, not on Instagram. So I don't know. I need to watch more animal reels on
I'm
Instagram.
telling you, I'm falling in love with raccoons.
Michael, David wants to know, what about a voiceover with a puppet's voice? He's asking for a friend.
I'm not above it. I'm not above it. Do it up. Have fun with it. Be weird. Be unique. Be
Artsy
yourself.
Fartsy says, well, buyers are sick of it too. Of what? Clarify.
Artsy fartsy.
What are buyers sick of?
Yes, you want to grab the viewer's attention, but at the same time, you don't want to necessarily lie. I'm very excited for the summer so that I can bring back the crickets to the voiceover. I have missed the crickets myself too. So agreed. Normal is overrated. It's plain. It's boring. It's vanilla. It's beige. It doesn't stand out. It's easily forgotten. That's the point, right?
Yeah.
That is the point. Take those notes, Sarah Coleman. That's right.
Catherine said she misses the crickets.
I do too, right?
Do.
You're getting the blessings there, Pamela. I love a lurker. I mean, lurk all you want. Lurk all you want. Absolutely, 100%. Oh, look, Bridgie is in there
Of
giving the
course.
blessings too. And blessings to Misty. Yeah. Hmm.
Bridgie.
The Bradford pears are blooming over here in the yard, and I'm telling you what,
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
A fight
they're
at
gorgeous.
Goodwill gets you a
Wreak
million
havoc.
views easy, right? Instigate one.
oh, Michael, we should go in Goodwill and we should fight, but it'll all be pretend.
Okay.
I'll let you push me into like the books or something, and then the police will be called.
I mean,
Yes.
there's a few people I wouldn't mind doing that with. You're not one of them, though. Misty.
Pam, it's too bad we didn't have our little escapade on film.
I would never do that, of course, right? I'm just
Well,
kidding.
I don't know if Jeffrey's watching, but I'll push Jeffrey into books.
I could make that happen. Yeah. Thank you, Karen. The lurkers, you know what, though? For me, it's not a question of does it help? It doesn't hurt. I don't know. Like if you're going to show up to a sale and you're going to show up to Vintage Rescue Squad and we're providing you entertainment, and I said that on Sunday night. If you have chosen to tune into Sunday Night Sale or Tuesday, and I'm sure Pamela and Cyndi would feel the same way, and you've chosen me to be your background noise while you're doing whatever, I'm honored and flattered.
Right.
Look
Me too.
away. Like, I am incredibly flattered to be your background noise. Like,
Mhm.
seriously, like I am.
I am too.
Yeah.
I
So
love
it's not
that's
a
one of my favorite things to do is I'll sit around doing housework
Oh.
and play people's videos in the background just
time.
to listen to them, And every
Mhm.
once in a while, if they say something about something that I'm like, oh, what is that? I have to
Yeah.
go look.
Yeah.
What'd they
So-
find?
Katie Girl says, with all the live sales, boy, I was looking at the live sale calendar that Angela puts out, and I'm like, I need a magnifying glass because there's so many. There's so many. Gotta get my magnifying glass to read it. How do you stand out and get people to come to your sales? Well, I think personality obviously is one. If somebody feels like they can have a good time at your sale, we're having a sale. To me, it's a very fine line. You're trying to sell things. I mean, you're having a live sale because this is how you earn a living. So you need to sell the things, but you want people to talk and you want them to have fun and laugh. And, you want it to be a good time.
Right.
But you kind of have to still keep it going. I don't like my sales anything over 3 hours. No, that's too much for me. It's too much for you. It's too much for this whole community in general, because then if you are longer than that, then they want to watch you, but then they want to watch some of their
Someone
other
else.
favorite people, and then they feel torn. I think that having a good plan, like the sweet spot that Michael and I have found to have a good 3-hour sale is 22 items each with
Mhm.
5 quick claims. And we do
Mhm.
everything offer up. And at the end, we have 5 quick claims. And we start at 1 and we're done.
We have to get better.
15.
We do. We have a tendency to talk, though, truth be told.
Yeah, we do. 4:15 or so when we're done.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, 4:15 or so. No
Me
more than 4:30 since we've been doing the additional 5 items. But we have to be respectful of our mods too, that are helping us out. So I think that keeping your sale going and making sure that it's a good time for everybody, and having those core moderators that are going to be there to handle anything in the chat, having everything set up and ready to go. And honestly, I love doing a sale with somebody. I like that dynamic of having somebody else there with you. It gives you a little bit of a break. It gives you a little bit of a breather. So what do you guys have to add to that? What makes you, and bringing good stuff?
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing.
I
Bring
do
in good
too.
stuff. Don't bring things that anybody
I
can
think
go in
the
any
quality
thrift
of your
store and buy.
merchandise is key to having a good sale. I'm not much on theme sales. I like having a good variety.
Me too.
I like to run the gamut because everybody that comes to my sale is not going to want vintage Christmas. Everybody that comes to my sale is not going to want Easter decor.
Absolutely.
I like to have everything from an oil can to a fine porcelain vase.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And anything and everything in between, because it's fun for me that way. That's how I collect. That's how I shop. And those are the kind of sales that I like to have more than anything. It's just a good variety. And plus I think that you attract more buyers that way, and you attract not just buyers, but people. There are people that I know that come to my sales just to learn, what certain items are going for, what they're bringing in, to learn what is attracting more people. Because I go to other people's sales and I watch and see how many people are actually interested in this item.
Yes.
Yeah.
Versus, because I have really quit buying some things because the market for them has just fallen off. Where it was boom, 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 before for me. Yeah. Now it's not so much, it's not there so much. So I can put those resources, that money into something else, and maybe some new items that I'm trying, would like to try to bring in and see if they sell. So,
but I think you bring up an amazing point, though, Pamela, is that, that's a decision that you as a businesswoman have recognized. And you're not going to keep throwing the same thing at the wall, hoping one day it sticks.
Right.
You focus and you shift and you move forward according to the wants and needs of your audience.
Right.
I gotta laugh at this. Zeno.
I saw that.
Zeno, if George does that, I will do that too. I got lost. I want to be there when that happens. You better invite me over there. I want to be there that night.
That would be worth a trip to Kentucky.
That would be funny.
Can you just see it? Nobody wants this. In the fire it goes.
They'd start by just keep it out of the fire. That's not a bad sales tactic.
Do you want to save it from the fire?
George says you're on. It sounds like a challenge. We better not invite Pamela, or else she's gonna burn everything down.
Oh gosh, don't tell Kelly Michelle. Kelly Michelle will be out there in your building building her a fire.
Oh, honey, God knows. Woo! She stays on me. She rides me like a pack mule already.
I love her.
I was thinking back to what Michael and Pam were talking about, though, about changing things up and everything. I think it's important to keep things fresh. I think it's important to try new things here and there. I mean, and a lot of them are probably going to fall flat, but it's nice for people to see something different, and they may come to your sales because they like you, but you haven't quite hit on what's their niche yet. And then all of a sudden, woo, you pulled that one. That's exactly what I collect. So yeah, I think it's a good idea to try new things every once in a while. Not like don't go invest in hundreds of things that you don't know if they're going to sell, but one here or there.
I was just going to highlight that one too, Michael. You're rethinking just like me.
You know what? This is a really interesting topic, Peachy Me. She says, there are some of you I can't watch anymore because your prices are too high. Keep in mind that all of my video content is free to watch. There's no cost to you at all. As is, again, just what Cyndi was saying, and a lot of people that are in the chat, both sellers and buyers, that we of course want to have a sale and we want to run it like a business, but we want people to have fun also. As we encourage people, maybe you're a lurker, we encourage that though too, but it is free to watch. There's no obligation, commitment to buy. And I certainly understand the idea or concept of, I would like that, but because I'm at this person's sale, it's going to go more than what I am willing or can afford. But I still encourage you to attend. There are plenty of things that I have sold that have stayed at the initial price. So it's,
And really and truly, it's the buyers that set the prices.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Well, and the thing of it is, like,
especially on y'all sale. I mean, I do have some set price items that I just give a set price on, but y'all sale.
I know. I was about screaming at the phone Saturday night, but that's okay. She didn't hear me. She didn't hear me. I said, Pamela, $6.
I didn't hear you. What was it? What was it that I sold for?
No, I was literally screaming at the phone. You literally, you couldn't.
well, the thing of it is, though, I mean, and if my video yesterday, I buy fairy lamps a lot, and I bought one in yesterday's video. I paid over $150 for it. So if I'm paying $150 for a fairy lamp, I can't start it for $1. I'm not starting it for $1. You know, so I'm specifically buying items. I'm specifically paying up for my items. My whole business model has changed where I can't hold up a figurine and sell it for $8. It isn't worth my time to do that right now. So, right. I mean, I'm spending, close to $1,000 a weekend sometimes in buying vintage because I'm having to pay up.
I want to say this really quickly, though, and I want to make sure that people understand this, is that when Misty is saying that I hold up a figurine and I don't want to sell it for $8 because it's not worth my time, that is not worth her time because of where she currently is in her business. Right. Okay. I want to make sure that people are aware of that because Misty, how long have you been reselling? Let's just talk about YouTube Live. How long have you been doing YouTube Live reselling?
3, maybe almost 4 years.
Okay. Right. So she's almost 4 years into it. Should she, as a business, and let's look at this for real. Okay.
I don't like being talked about though, Michael. It makes me want to crawl underneath the table.
Well, you can stay just like that. That's okay. Because I'm gonna say this. Well, then let's just say this. Anybody, any small business that has been in business, that has been successful and has been able to withstand and actually grow during a global pandemic, might I add, okay. Should that business still be where they were 4 years ago? No, they should not.
No.
Okay. So again, keep in mind that just because somebody who's 4 years into it can't necessarily get caught up in the $8 figurine doesn't mean that the person out there, you that are watching right now, that it's somehow not worth your time because you have to. I was selling $8 figurines when I started. Misty Pate was selling $8 figurines.
I absolutely was.
100%. So don't think that that's not worth anybody's time. It is absolutely worth your time when you are starting out. Okay.
Yeah. Well, and I would like the thought of me 3 years ago spending $150 on one item. I would have passed out. I would have no way would I have.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
No, me either.
Not there yet.
I am not there yet.
But on the flip side, though, I do want to say on the flip side, there have been many, 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 many things that I have either lost money on or broke even. So while some things can go for quite higher, some things don't. And that's the gamble that you take when you do something as an offer up. You don't know what it's going to sell for. But if I can't do that. I can't start things at $1. It works well for Danny, but I just can't. I would lose sleep because if I'm spending $50 on a compote and it sells for $15, I can't do that.
Yeah. I have anxiety attacks if I don't start something at least what I paid for it.
Yeah.
Well, I still do the lower priced items. I try to bring at least 5 lower priced.
That's what we do now. Yeah.
To my sale every time because there are people that like to. I have buyers that like to participate in my sale and like to purchase things from me, but they are not financially able to pay the amount of money that some other person is able to pay. So
Yeah.
I just like to put those, you know, maybe $10 to $20 items in each sale. Try to be mindful to do that each week just for that reason. Because I just know that there are those out there. And sometimes they, you know, they don't sell. Sometimes those people aren't there. And sometimes even a $5, $6, and $7 item on my sale won't sell.
Right.
But it's still, that's just how I do it for them, you know, because I just have a different set of, not a whole completely different set of buyers, because there's a lot of the same buyers that come to my sales that go to y'all, all of y'all sales. But there are several people that just come in that, like I have 3 people that don't even have a PayPal account. They mail me checks. If you can possibly believe that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't. I do, but then my accountant was like, no.
I
No.
It's just
And
everybody.
I don't like to get yelled at by my CPA.
No, that's not a good point to be in.
No,
but that's I agree with you 100%, Pamela. And that's one thing that, you know, Misty and I talked about, and I hope that I'm not coming across in that way. That doesn't matter. I know that in some instances I may.
I know you're not.
I know, but it is what it is. But it's just, you know, that's why we do the 5 and dime, because we do understand that not everybody can afford or even wants to pay a certain amount for some items. And we get that. And that's totally cool. Yeah, they still want to have something. They want to support and demonstrate the support in that way. So that is why we incorporated the 5 items for $10 each. And it's worked really well.
Yes.
I think we still bring good vintage.
Yeah.
But all in the attic treasures is saying, question, why do newbie sellers have to sell their items at a much lower price versus established sellers?
I think one of the reasons is because their audience is not as big. When you have, like, I can sell things for a much higher price now, having 180 to 90 average people at my sale versus when I had 10 to 70 people in my sale.
Yeah.
Just as y'all can. I mean, y'all can sell something because there's the potential, the customer base is larger. Y'all have 500 to 600 people in y'all sales.
Yeah.
You know, so of course you're going to get more for something than somebody who has 10 to 40 people in a sale. Somebody who has, and a new channel or a new reseller, you might have had a channel, but if you just started reselling, unless you're stripping naked and wearing tassels on your boobs, I doubt very seriously you're going to have more than 40 to 50 people in your sale.
I mean, and if that's your hook,
that's a different kind of.
That's a different kind of sale.
I want to know what you're doing.
Well, I mean,
no, depending on where you are in life, you could be selling vintage goods. I don't know. Who am I?
Mine would definitely be vintage, borderline antique, baby. Borderline antique.
Well, I mean, the thing of it is, though, too, I think that it's really hard if you are a channel, if you're starting a channel or thinking about starting a channel, and the only content that you're doing is live sales. That does not help you. No. You can't just say, I'm gonna, I see all these other people doing it. I'm gonna start a YouTube channel and I'm gonna have a live sale, and I'm gonna do this, and then not put out any other content. The way that you build your audience is by your content, and they get to know you, and they get to kind of see what you're picking, and like the quality of things, or what you're looking at, or get to know your personality a little bit more. And that will they'll want to come to your sales. So you don't have to do shop with me's are hard. they are not easy to do if you're not used to doing them. They are
Time
very,
consuming.
they're very time consuming, but you don't have to do a shop with me. You can do a haul video. You can do a collections video. You can get people in and build an audience by doing things other than doing a shop with me. Shop with me's tend to get more views than anything else. But especially if you've got Goodwill in the title, which I don't, because I don't shop it. I mean, I don't film at Goodwill. I don't
have a Goodwill here too.
It doesn't. I'd have to go to.
You don't?
The closest Goodwill to me is 89 miles away, almost.
Are you serious?
And either, believe me, I've looked, because for no other reason than to put Goodwill in that title.
And well, ours may as well close because there's never anything there. So, but yeah, you don't have. I mean, just doing content of some sort, it doesn't have to be a shop with me. I think helps you build an audience, and posting consistently, and using social media to promote it. Get on Instagram, get on Facebook, build it, have a business Instagram page, a business Facebook page. I am never, ever on my personal Instagram or Facebook. I'm always posting on my business.
Well, that's, you know what, and this is the thing. I'm just going to say this, is that I don't think that just because you're a newbie or an unestablished reseller, you can ask as much as you want to ask for any item that you want to ask on it. The question is, at the end of the day, do you have enough people that when you throw that line out, you know, is the pond stocked enough? So that way, when you throw that line out, do you have enough kinds of fish and sizes of fish that one particular bait, that vintage item, is there a fish out there for that item? Because if your pond isn't big enough and your pond isn't stocked, you can throw it out there, but you're going to have to reel it back in, and you're going to have to try something else. Do you know what I mean? And you're going to have to try more things because you have fewer fish, and those fish are maybe a little bit more selective. And above and beyond that, if you're a new seller and you really haven't established yourself, and as Misty has said, like, people can't identify with you, especially because you don't have an eBay or an Etsy to back you up as a buyer.
Right.
I'm not giving you $100. I don't know who you are. That goes back to the initial point, you know, that we were talking about before with putting in the wait time. Do you know what I mean? Like, people sometimes, especially looking at the analytics, most of the people that are showing up and actively bidding regularly in the live sales are of a certain age. Yeah. And with that age comes a certain sense of caution, as it should, might I add. And being maybe a little bit more aware of, well, I'm not just going to throw money out there and be okay with it. Do you know what I mean? So there is that. And I just want to put this up there really quickly before I forget this, but I was telling Misty Pate the other day that I was feeling very nostalgic. And I went back and watched our first live sale, which was October 20th. So Misty and I have been selling for almost 2 years together. And I want to tell you this. I watched how much we were selling stuff for. It was all claims. And I was just like riveted to the screen, being like, you sold that for how much? Do you mean? Because again, and I think that that's the easy thing to do. You know what I mean? It's easy for people to think, oh, well, you have so many people that show up at this. Yes, we do. For nearly 2 years of work, we had 200 people. 200 people showed up at our first sale. 200 people, and now we are at 600, and it's taken 2 years to get there. And it's been a lot of hard work, but that's what it's been, is work, and we've been dedicated to it. And if you are dedicated to it and you start off selling those $8 figurines and you keep pushing it and you utilize tools and resources like other social media platforms, and you take it seriously and you're dedicated and you're focused, you 100% can do this, but you're going to work for it.
Yeah.
But you're going to work for it. No, and I will also, just to put a button in it, I will say that is that if you have achieved a certain level of success and you're comfortable with it, then you know what, own it, because you worked hard for it. And and you should enjoy it. And don't be distracted maybe by what the naysayers have to say, because they just want to look at where you're at and they don't see everything that you've had to do to get to where you are today. So own it and enjoy it, because you deserve it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and be positive, and also too, if you don't sell something after about 3 times,
Let it go. Let it go.
Be like Snoop Dogg. Let it go.
Let it go.
Thank you, Logan.
Turn
Logan
the
says,
page.
a lot of times I like to and feel good about paying up for items, even if it may be inflated. It's because I want to support them, and I almost feel like it's my way of thanking them for their content. Yeah, that was the thing that took me a long time to feel okay with when it first happened. And I've said this, Michael knows, because I was like, I'm going to return their money. They pay too much, and he was like, no, you're not. They wanted to support you.
Yeah. 100%. And had the exact same feeling when it happened to me. And Misty
Yep.
was like, see, how does it feel? How does it feel? Weird and awkward and humbling and amazing, and all of those things wrapped up into one. Yeah.
And Joe or Kara, eBay. If you're not wanting to do YouTube,
Yeah.
I really listen. At this point, in order for you to have it to resell things, to get money to revenue for leisure spending, the best platform that you can do that on is eBay.
Yes.
Is eBay. If you're listing every day on eBay, you're doing those consistently, you're going to have really good, you're going to sell things on eBay. And eBay is a worldwide market with protection for both the buyer and the seller. That's
if you will take one day and just take all of your pictures. Just take all of your pictures one pretty sunny day. And if you will consistently list 3 to 4 items on eBay every day, you will soon click right in. It may take 2 weeks, but you'll soon, if you will just set, and 4 items a day is not much. I mean, you know, it sounds like, but it's not. But if you will do that consistently, just 4 items a day, try it for a month. Yeah. You will see, you will get in that algorithm of theirs, and you will be surprised. But you can't slack off. You can't stop doing it like I do. You know, you can't slack off and do that. You have to be consistent and do that every day, and you'll be rewarded for it.
I need an accountability partner to list on eBay, because it's like losing weight. I start the year going, I'm going to list on eBay.
Me too.
Then it just doesn't happen. Well, I'm basically running 2 businesses, so I'm finding it very hard to find extra time to do those things. So, but yeah, it's on my list. I want to do eBay.
Yeah, eBay.
Super chat. Here's the thing.
I turned mine off.
You guys are wasting your money.
Yeah.
Because Google is taking 30%. So 30 cents on a dollar is being paid to Google. And it's incredibly gracious and kind of you. But again, we've said it before. Watching, commenting, and subscribing is how you really show your support to any content creator, period. Right. That's how you do it. And you know what? If somebody has super chats on, right, I'm not. Do you know what I mean? I'm just choosing because they're taking 30 cents on the dollar. So I don't. Nah.
I've never turned mine on because of that. I don't want somebody who would want to give me that. And people just don't realize that. You know that almost half of it's being gone right there. You're not even getting the benefit of it.
Yep. Oh, Zeno, I've heard that too. I've heard that eBay is going to start offering live auctions.
I've heard
Well, it was eBay that was paying it. Way to go, Danny. You were in the meetings, weren't you? You signed a contract. It's all Danny's fault. It's Danny. Way to go, Danny. Do you see what you did, Danny?
Yeah, I've heard it. I don't know that it's true, Zeno, but I've heard rumblings of that too.
So they're going to have.
Next thing, Goodwill's going to start doing it too. They're going to have a Goodwill channel, and they're going to sell things live.
I don't know why they don't just come out and do it. I really, truly don't know why they don't just come out and do it.
They might as well.
I mean, seriously, at this point, just do it. You're worried about the optics, but are you really though? Like, come on, come on.
No,
Are you really worried about the optics, Goodwill? Like, seriously,
they should have
after
started
all
worrying about
these
the optics before
years,
they started shopgoodwill.com.
they didn't care then.
Right,
No.
right. Yeah, they will. They're losing sales too, so they definitely will. I sometimes though too, I'll have subscribers that will buy something from eBay, or they'll just send me a message through eBay. Oh, I love your videos. And like, shh. So I don't answer back. So if you send me a message on eBay and I don't answer you back, that's why, because eBay will get
I don't know whether it was Laura or Mary Beth that commented before, but Fatbird Finds was saying that missing out on an important point. Some people like to do those super chats, not just to give to the creator, but they like the visibility too. So
Yeah.
especially with larger channels where the chats go by a little bit faster or whatever, if they're able to throw out a super chat, then they get to hang there for a little while longer so that the people that are doing it might see it. And actually be able to interact with them. So it has its place. But Karen, or next time, I did it. Jan, can you believe I did it? Antiques from Karen, Jan also said, rather than to do the super chat, a lot of us, I know I do, I think Jan probably does too, since she mentioned it, have the buy me a coffee links where you can go and you can, donate $3, $5 or whatever, towards a coffee or beverage or whatever. But the percentage taken out of that is much, much less. I don't remember exactly how much it is, but it's minuscule.
Tina sent me a PayPal, friends and family, for a coffee.
Oh,
so that was nice.
That was sweet.
We are not promoting that nor endorsing that.
No.
It was just a random thought. Don't start sending us money.
No, do not. Because I will send it right back.
You want to talk about an uncomfortable feeling? Like, oh, thanks, but here it is back.
See, it's already started. Freddie's wanting to buy y'all all of my tie.
I don't drink.
Freddie, that will be accepted. Only, Freddie, only if I'm sitting on the beach next to you.
Oh, there you go. She'll take a Mountain Dew, though. She will.
I will. Yes, I will. Yeah, I don't need buy me a coffee. I need buy me a dew.
A dew.
Buy me a dew.
Buy me a dew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's an interesting topic, specifically like the idea or the importance of recognition. And I think that, obviously having live chats really does help that. Obviously, we can't highlight everybody in the chat. And I get the idea or the concept of wanting to feel recognized or seen. But that kind of brings me to a topic that I've wanted to talk about for a little bit. And that is, I think, engagement with subscribers or viewers, and how important that I do think that it is. And it is something that I will admittedly say that I have struggled with maintaining because of having a lot to do professionally and personally. It is very, I hate to say it, but it's time consuming in the fact of when you're getting, and you don't stay on top of it. Like if you're not consistently on top of it, you get immediately put right back behind. But I do think that if you engage regularly with people who are leaving comments on your videos, I think that that's the best way that somebody can feel seen, heard, or recognized, acknowledging their support,
at least
hearting it. Yes. Yeah. And that's certainly something that I've struggled with, truthfully, and something that I've tried to get better. And I think that I am getting better at it, though I seem to continually get behind on it. But I do think that that is so important as a human being, as a content creator. I think, and I know that as a subscriber, me being a subscriber, when you leave a comment on a video and that content creator, especially if they're a bigger channel, they like it or they reply, there's a feeling of like feeling special.
Yeah,
you feel special in that moment. You feel seen.
But just know that it can be very, very overwhelming because, if you have a video that has, 500 comments, then that's for one video. You're going through and and I read through every single one. And I try to, heart them, but I can't comment after every single one, but I try to at least acknowledge that it's been seen.
Yes, you are, Sandra.
Yeah, you're
Yes, you are,
very special,
Cynthia.
as a matter
Yeah.
of fact.
Yes. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, something. It's just hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, Katie is that. Oh, skipped on me, jumped. I don't know what I just highlighted, but I comment more for the sake of fellow viewers than resellers. That's fair, Robert.
Yeah.
That's 100% fair. But like Katie was saying, and I think that's the thing though too, is like a trade-off for me, because like the Instagram, I'm really bad at the comments on Instagram, but that's the thing. You've got like the DMs, the emails, the comments on Instagram, the comments on YouTube, plus whatever you've got. Like it's like, oh,
Yeah, it's a lot.
But again, it is a lot, but it's still important because it is the human interaction, and that is the thing that makes YouTube, I think, a little bit more. Well, I think that's the thing that is so special about YouTube, is because it's the human interaction. It's the reality of it all. It's not the production. It's not this. It's more intimate, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, and if someone sends me an email, that to me, if they're sending me a personal email, that to me is a priority. You know, I try to get back as soon as I can. How do you decide which reseller?
How do you decide which resellers that you buddy up with?
It's just who you click with, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I would say that it's important, if you are going to do it and you're going to do a sale with another person, is that you've taken the time into getting to know who it is that you're selling with, or that you want to potentially sell with, specifically professionally speaking.
And that's a big deal. That's a big deal.
Very big deal.
Because don't have sales with people that it could get you in some trouble. So just kind of know, I mean, you want to help new sellers out, but like shipping is a very important thing to me, and getting it done within that week's time before your next round of week's sales is, in my opinion, is what is socially acceptable in this business. You have your shipping done within a week, and then you have your next week's sales, and then that shipping gets done that week, and then you're ready for the next week's sales. Don't have another sale until all of your shipping is done from the previous week's sale. And if you are a buyer and you are buying from people and it has been a week and you've still not gotten your email, do not hesitate to send that seller an email and ask them where your invoice is.
You know what? I'm going to do you even one better. I really, truly am. I'm going to do you one better, because I am this kind of a consumer. If you, as a buyer, are waiting around for more than a week for an invoice, I am messing with you no more. Don't worry about that invoice. We good. I got it. We clear. Don't worry about the invoice anymore, you guys. You may really want that item, and if you're very committed, and maybe you just can't find that item anywhere else, and you really enter in at your own risk, because your actions speak louder than words, folks. Always believe what it is that somebody shows you. Believe that. Believe it. Not saying you have to cast judgment over it. You have to decide if you're okay with that or you're not. If you're okay with it, keep on keeping on. If you're not, then move on. That's what I'm going to tell you. Don't personally, if I got to hound you for an invoice, no. Oh, no. I'll go find it off eBay. We good.
And the thing of it is, if sellers keep getting away with it, they keep doing it and they keep doing it and they keep doing it. That's why they keep doing it. That's why they keep doing it. That's why they're so behind, because no one keeps them accountable. nobody keeps them accountable.
However, I'm sitting here listening to you guys, and I'm sitting here going, please don't start emailing. My sales are on Wednesdays late. I get back in on Thursdays. I source on Fridays. It takes me till Monday to get my invoices out. Please
But you're doing them within a
don't
week.
attack me. What?
Yeah,
You're
but
doing them
Cindy,
within a week.
I believe you're
I know,
communicating
I'm
that
joking.
though too.
I'm very consistent. Everything gets out by a week. I ship on Monday and Tuesday. I'm just saying, there are sometimes I say that I have 3 days before I will get my invoices out, which business days, which would be Thursday, Friday, Monday, because I'm outsourcing. And people, well, I didn't get my invoice, and people are legitimately concerned. I love
Right.
people. I do. I really actually do love people. And I think that they are afraid that they miss something. So they're not trying to, but sometimes it's like, I know, just Monday.
Well, I think it's really important to have a set shipping day.
Yeah.
So like if Monday is your shipping day, that's your shipping day. I mean, sometimes things can come up, and your day may have to be another day. But to me, I have to do that in my mind just because I know on Thursdays, I'm doing nothing else. Thursdays are my day that I ship. And that's all that gets done that day. And so I have to mentally have that day set in stone, or I will be, flying all over the road. I have to have that.
But there have been times I've actually gone in on the weekends just because so many other things have come, because I don't want to hang on to stuff before the next sale. It screws up my whole process. If I've got a whole bunch of stuff sitting there that didn't make it out from the last one, it's like, no, I gotta get this out of here. So
yeah.
Anja is asking, is it necessary to use StreamYard to live stream or do a sale?
Until you have reached your 1,000 subscriber threshold, you cannot go live solely on the YouTube platform. You'll have to use a third party. And StreamYard is what we're using right now. And there is a free version, but there's also a paid version.
Now, why didn't we use the Restream for this thing? Is it something to do about how many people's on here?
No, I prefer Restream, but it's not mobile friendly. So a lot of times I will be selling with people who are using their phone and not a webcam. So it makes it harder for them. So when I'm having sales with people or these live chats, then
when we have our sale, you can do the Restream, baby, because I'll be doing it on my laptop.
We're having one at the end of the month.
You go right ahead and do the Restream, sweetie.
We're going to have, Pamela and I are having a sale the last Wednesday of March.
That's right, baby.
Yeah. And you know what, Catherine, and I guess we'll backtrack because I'm delayed in the comments here, but Catherine is saying that's absolutely right. If you don't speak up, the same thing is going to happen. It's echoing exactly what Misty said. Janet saying that at one time it took 3 weeks to get an invoice from a seller. They gave the seller a second chance. The same thing, no more. I mean, good on ya, hey, you tried. Exactly, Gia, when people tell you who they are, believe them. There's nothing wrong in that, right? Kathy, honey, if you've paid, just file a PayPal claim. Just say the seller has not sent my item and call it a day. If you are waiting around on an invoice, I would simply email the seller and say, you know what, I'm going to take one thing off of your very busy to-do list. And don't bother packing or invoicing that thing.
And I'm going to say another thing. If you have not gotten your invoice and go to that sale and say, hey, where's my invoice out? I know that sounds pretty bitchy, and I don't mean for it to. But if you're frustrated enough that if you have paid for something and you have not gotten it, that's a little borderline theft. If you ask me,
that is theft.
It's been 3 weeks and you've not gotten your item, and
honey, that is theft.
Paid for it.
Let's just cut
it. Please, this is something that a lot of people I think forget sometimes. Check your spam. I check my spam folder every single day, multiple times a day, because I have been like, well, they never sent me their information. I looked at my spam. Guess what? They sent me their information, but it went to my spam folder.
Yeah.
So check it every day. But yeah, I agree, George.
George, and 100%, it is important. It's that there are buyers that you send reminders to, and you never hear a word. And I've implemented a new policy. It is 72 hours. No, it's not 72 hours. How many? Yeah, it is. It's 72 hours. You know, I through action demonstrate a level of respect to you as a customer by getting your invoice out within 24 hours of the sale ending or within 24 hours of receiving your contact information. If after the first 24 hours I have not received payment, I will send a reminder, and that is issued through PayPal. If within the 24 hours of that you do not pay, I will send you a direct email with a link as a, hey, I haven't gotten your payment. I sent you the invoice. I sent you a reminder. Here's a direct link. Hope this helps. If within 24 hours of that not being paid, I do cancel the sale. That is issued through PayPal. A note is included in the cancellation that says, this payment is, or this invoice is being canceled due to failure of payment. Please note, no additional sales will be permitted. It's a business. It's nothing personal. I'm not going to come at you any kind of way. Am I feeling some kind of way? 100%, not going to lie.
Yeah.
But it's a business.
Let's see. Kathy said that she has paid for the item. She's paid.
Girl, get on to PayPal right now. Get off this live chat. Sign into that PayPal and hit. What is it? Not claim. It's
I don't remember.
No, you file a claim on it. File a claim.
Yeah. Tacky is me. Daniel's going to be on Vintage Rescue Squad next week.
Oh, get it, Daniel. Let's get in some tacky trouble. How do you feel if someone expects strings when they give something? When they give something, or they let you know they are a loyal buyer. Oh, do we owe them? No. I owe you good customer service. I owe you an item that is described clearly and concisely and in a way in which you can at least hopefully view it properly on the screen. If there are things that I can do for you as a business to make it a more pleasurable experience, well, I do that 100% if that's within me. But I don't owe anybody anything. Nor does a buyer owe me anything. Do you know what I mean? Like there's no, that's again, just as it's mutual here, right? I don't expect, you don't pay in 72 hours. I can't expect you to. Right?
Yep. Yeah, you have to be, with new channels that are doing sales. I mean, I think it's always good to give a channel a chance, because it could be they're just because they're new, they could be a very good seller. But if you consistently have problems with, certain sellers, and don't, for the love of God, quit buying things off of them, because you're just enabling them to keep continuously doing you a bad service. So I don't know.
Well, I think that's important. You guys, you have to remember is that you have, as the consumer, and it's not just on YouTube live sales, it's anywhere in this global economy. We as consumers are the ones that actually are in control. We don't think that we are. But at the end of the day, a business will not grow. It will not succeed. It will not continue to conduct poor business if we don't spend money there, period.
Right. I wanted to interject a second. I saw Jenny Spruce and Gussie made a comment that said things happen and some people get busy and things fall through the cracks. So for Kathy, I feel your pain. I would contact the seller before I contact PayPal. That whole chargeback thing is a pain in the butt, and I don't trust email, and I always want to go to the source before I go and hit up a credit card company or PayPal or whatever. And if they blow you off, then you have your answer. But yeah, I would always go to the seller
but
first.
the answer that they could give to her is, yeah, I know, I'm gonna get it out next week. I'm gonna get it out.
Well,
next week.
then you ask for a refund, and if they
Yeah.
don't give you the refund, then you go to
Then
PayPal.
you go.
But I
Yeah.
would say you always go to the person. It's like calling the police on your neighbor to turn down their music when you could go over there and knock on the door and say, "Hey, I'm trying to sleep. Would you mind?" You know,
Yeah.
unless you have history and you know that they're really awful people. But you give people a benefit of the doubt, I think, at first. But yeah, I would always go to the seller first and find out what's going on.
And you know what? Let's end this on a really good and happy note, because empty nesting is saying that they have never had a bad buying experience in their
Aw,
life. So knock on wood.
How
You know
sweet.
what? I don't think that you're lucky. I think that most people in the chat would agree that there's always exceptions to the rule. And again, as we've stated before, that while they are in the minority, we have maybe seen it a little bit more frequently. So it's kind of like one of those things where you got to get out ahead of it so that a small issue doesn't become an even bigger issue. But that's amazing, and I think that's wonderful, because I do think by and large, the vast majority of sellers are.
I've had great experiences, and the 2 years that I've done it, I can count on one hand. I mean, even like just a couple fingers, any bad experiences that I've
Same.
had. So,
Me too, Cyndi.
yeah, I'm very, very grateful. You guys are wonderful. We love you. Thank you.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah. The good far outweigh the bad.
Outweighs the bad.
Totally,
Yes,
totally.
I agree.
And it's a really great community, and it's a lot of fun, and we get a lot of laughs. It can be frustrating sometimes, it sure can.
Yes.
But it's the good far outweigh the bad. And like Carrie said, nobody needs to be a douche canoe.
No.
Carrie has quite the way with words.
No.
I love you,
Quite the
Carrie.
poet.
You make me laugh all the time.
Quite the poet. Yes. Yes. Agreed. Butler.
This is a great community, and
Yes.
you know, we just try to do what we can and what works for us, and try to share what. That's what we really liked about Vintage Rescue Squad, and one of the reasons why we wanted to do it is because we wanted it to be kind of like a safe space where everybody could just talk and get some ideas or ways of handling maybe a problem customer. And I'm still looking for, I still so badly want to have some buyers on and have buyers give their perspective. I think that would be a really good thing for us as sellers to see and to hear them say, what are some of the things that they would like to see in the lifestyle.
I think that would be a great show. That's a great
I
idea.
think it would be interesting. I've had a couple people reach out to me, and I have a couple ideas, and so maybe we could. And there's several of them that would. So it could be like a monthly thing, like a monthly, like the buyers take control kind of thing. And like Michael and I are just.
That is a good idea.
So I think it'll be a really good learning experience for everybody.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Before we go, I have to show you that I'm representing tonight. So.
Oh, in red.
Oh,
I have my Vintage Rescue Squad shirt on. I've had people ask me about it before.
Emma,
too.
I'm trying to get Emma to make up a new design for summer. So yeah, a little
looking forward to that
different one. A little bit different.
I've had people ask me and stop me and ask me about it, and I'm like, oh, it's a great show on YouTube.
I want the new one to be just like a lifeguard thing. Like a lifeguard thing.
Yeah. Rescue Squad.
Yeah.
That'd be cute.
That would be cute.
We're all lifeguards.
You mean like one of those round things that they use?
Baywatch.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yes.
I can hear the Baywatch song now, running down the beach in slow motion.
That's what you need to do that then in a reel or something on Instagram. You know,
I look exactly like Pamela Anderson.
Yeah.
And I can run. And I can run in slow motion, real good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Real good.
I'm your girl.
Well, ladies, it is that
Ooh,
time. It went quick
that
tonight.
reminds. Oh, I love that idea of making it a podcast.
What?
A podcast. Buyer
Oh,
seller.
That
Buyer
would be.
seller
You could get more
podcast.
people in it.
I don't know a whole lot about you. That's a topic for another day, explaining
just be
how to
audio,
utilize
so maybe-
podcasts. Or did you do it already? Have you done one like that?
No, but
'Cause I don't know.
thinking about it.
I don't know nothing about no podcasts. I need to know more.
Mary Beth and Laura, let's talk about this.
Yeah, that would be good. Hey,
And
Michael, thanks
you're
for having me on. I
Oh,
really
no way.
appreciate
Thank you,
that.
Cyndi, for being here. And thank you, Pamela.
I had a blast. As always, I love being with you two.
Oh, please. It is our pleasure, ladies. Thank
my
you so
sweetheart.
much for being here. Yes, thank you, everybody down in the chat. Again, just because we happen to be the ones up on the screen, you guys are an integral part of it. You guys had a lot of really good questions, a lot of really good comments tonight.
Yes.
Thank you so much. It really does help. Again, without you being in the chat, we wouldn't be able to be up here on the screen. So thank you for that too. We really do appreciate it. Yeah. So I guess let's just really quickly, when can we see you ladies next? What do you have planned for this week? Pamela, we'll start with you, lady. What you got going on?
I am going to be on Helen Booty's channel, the New England Thrifter, on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Time doing the craft off. And then I have my live sale Saturday night at 7 p.m. Central Time on my YouTube channel. And then next Wednesday, March the 30th, I will be with Mrs. Pate on her channel and have a duo live sale there. And I am looking forward to it.
I'm so excited.
I hadn't been with her since Christmas.
I know.
It's so much fun.
It was fun. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I love the duo sales. I love them.
They're fun, aren't they?
I went live on Facebook and had a live sale by myself, and I was like, it's weird.
You get used to having people on with you.
I know. I love it. It's great. Mrs. Pate. Yeah, I know. I haven't been called Mrs. Pate in a long time.
All right, Cyndi, what do you got going on this week, lady?
Well, Wednesday seems to be the busy day this week.
Yes.
My live sales are always Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So you guys will have to have two different devices and watch PM and Helen Booty and all them crafting and then come to my live sale on a different device.
Yours is before us.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think so. You said 6 p.m. Central for you, right? So that's 7 Eastern.
Yes, 7 Eastern. That's right.
Yep. So you can come and then head on over there.
All
kinds of fun stuff. But first, you got to go to, it's this Wednesday, right? That you're going to be on Misty's channel. So start the afternoon off with Misty. Come on over to mine and then go see Pam craft.
That's right.
Boom.
And win. You got to go watch Pam win.
Win, that's right.
I'm expecting you to have like a headband on and wrist sweat watches
Never
on.
you fear, you sweet.
Helen Booty might have that.
I'll be bringing
She
it.
might have that
I'll be
viral
bringing
booty.
it for the reseller.
Booty. She might have that
We're gonna hear
viral booty.
the Rocky music. Dun 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 dun. And here's Miss Pamela.
I'm running up those steps in Philadelphia right now. Getting ready for it.
Ellen might be able to Pamela don't win. She's gonna have that viral video calling it "This lady cut a."
Disgruntled reseller crafter wreaked havoc.
It was all fun and games
until Miss
she
Pamela
got arrested during the live.
Yes, until Miss Pamela came in second place.
Yes.
Mhm.
They better not make me take my earrings off and roll my sleeve.
Oh.
No, it's fun. They have fun. It'll be fun.
Oh, no doubt. Misty Pate, go ahead. Go for it, girl.
Tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern, Michael and I are having a live sale on my channel. Make sure that you're subscribed to my channel so you can participate in the live sale. It's free. And then Wednesday at 1 o'clock Eastern, I'm having a sale with David from Drunk Junk Mantiques. And then on Sunday night, having a sale with 4-eyed vintage.
There we go.
And we're not doing just toys this week, right?
No, I think we have to plan that a little bit more.
We gotta plan that.
I mean, you guys have to plan a little bit more because Michael's prepared for that.
Oh, I am too. I got toys.
Okay.
I got toys.
Okay.
Toys?
Okay.
I got all kinds of toys.
All right, guys. Well, again, thank you all for being here tonight. There were 0 bots. That's right, on Sunday.
Yes.
You guys, thank you all so much for being here. We really do appreciate it. We hope that you all have a good evening. Again, down in the description of the video, please make sure that if you are not following anybody up on the screen, it is as easy as clicking the link, hitting subscribe, or hitting follow. And don't forget to engage in the content. That is the biggest way that you can show support to any content creator, whether it's YouTube or Instagram. It is free. So, all right, guys. Hope you all have a good night, and we'll see you later.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.